Asus Malaysia has just launched the brand new ROG Phone 6 and ROG Phone 6 Pro. Here is everything you need to know about it. I will start right with the specs. So the ROG Phone 6 is pretty similar to its predecessor, the ROG Phone 5, and that means upfront you get a 6.78-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display that is HDR10 certified. Obviously, since it's a hardcore gaming phone, the screen also has a refresh rate of 165Hz and a touch sampling rate of 720Hz, plus a latency of 23 milliseconds. On the inside, the smartphone is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, which obviously is like a souped up version of the 8 Gen 1. And for the ROG Phone 6, you can get it with up to 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, while the ROG Phone 6 Pro, that one you can get up to 18 gigs of RAM instead. For photography, you're getting a triple camera setup at the back with a 50-megapixel wide camera with the Sony IMX766 sensor. You get a 13-megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 5-megapixel macro camera. Up front, there is the 12-megapixel selfie shooter with the IMX663 sensor. Keeping the lights on is a 6000 mAh battery with up to 65 watts of fast wired charging. Obviously, since this is the ROG phone, there's also, its patented side-mounted USB-C port so that you can charge while gaming without the cable getting in your way. And since we're on the topic of gaming, the ROG Phone 6 returns with, a bunch of the ROG Phone special gaming features, including the air triggers at the top for additional input while gaming, and also a new GameCool 6 cooling system. The ROG Phone 6 also marks the debut of a new Aero cooler. This time it's called the Aero Cooler 6, and what makes this cool is that now it has a thermoelectric system that can, make it even cooler. But the new thing about this is that now you don't need like external power. It can run fully off the ROG Phone's side port. The good thing about the ROG Phone 6 and ROG Phone 6 Pro is that there isn't like a whole lot that separates the two devices. Obviously, the ROG Phone 6 Pro has the slightly higher RAM configuration with 18 gigs of RAM. And it also has one other thing, which is the ROG Vision screen at the back, while the ROG Phone 6 only gets the illuminated RGB ROG logo. So the nice thing is that you're getting a lot of the same performance between both phones, so you can choose whichever one you like more. Speaking of picking the one you like though, the ROG Phone 6 in Malaysia will come in two variants. So you have the base model with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage that will retail for 3,599 ringgit, while the top spec model will have 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, and that will retail for 4,399 ringgit. Both of these smartphones will be available in August 2022. But the ROG Phone 6 will be available for pre-orders starting the 6th of July 2022, and you can do so at Shopee or at any of Asus's official, offline retail outlets. If you pre-order this smartphone, you'll get free gifts worth up to 548 ringgit, and that includes the new Aero Cooler 6 as well as a 1-year extension on your warranty. People who pre-order the ROG Phone 6 will also be entitled to buy the ROG/crossbody or hip body bags. Basically, it's like their sort of like hipster backpack, hipster fanny pack, and you can get that for 10% off if you pre-order the ROG Phone 6. If you want more power though, and you want that ROG Phone 6 Pro, you're gonna have to wait a little bit more, because that smartphone, there is only one configuration. It has 18 gigs of RAM and also 512 gigs of internal storage, plus obviously the ROG Vision screen. And that will only be available in September 2022. The price, well, it's 4,999 ringgit. Woo! Alright, that's it. That's a quick recap of everything you need to know about the new ROG Phone 6 series. Let me know what you think of this smartphone. Is it too expensive or is it okay? You may have noticed I didn't mention anything about water resistance because there's only an IPX4 splash resistance rating, so you're definitely going to want to keep this phone out of the pool. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're also on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and probably any other new social media apps that come up. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.